day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here today with Crystal Bothy and Edward Bothy. The two of you have been married for 1 year. Mr. and Mrs. Bothy have come here to get my help because 1 year in, they're already in trouble. So I'm going to start with you, Ms. Bothy. Why don't you tell me a little bit about your marriage and why you're in trouble now?
Well, Your Honor, me and Eddie, we got married after only being together for 6 months. And we got married and we had a secret marriage that we didn't tell our family or friends or anyone about.
Why?
We were so in love, we wanted to get married right then. We didn't want to wait, and we knew they wouldn't approve. They would want us to wait for a wedding and all this. And
Y'all adults, man. If you want to ride off into the sunset, ride off into the sunset. We got to chill with all of this caring too much about what people think. They ain't paying no bills. They ain't in your bed. Man, shit. Now, don't go out there and get married tomorrow. Like, I ain't saying everybody go do it tomorrow, but, man, live your life. Live your fucking life.
we got legally
You just
married.
knew it was right.
Yep. We
And
thought,
here you are, 12 months later. But go ahead. I just want everybody to see the juxtaposition there. Ms. Bothy, go ahead. So you got married secretly after 6 months. Take
Yes.
it from there.
We got married in July, and we later had a wedding in November, which we had our family and friends there for that. Before that wedding ever happened, my parents found out we were married. So they were heartbroken.
Well, Mr. Bothy, what do you see as the main problem that you two have?
When I married her, what I expected out of a wife, my mother, my mother raised me and my two sisters as a single mother. She was the sole provider. She did the laundry, the cooking, the cleaning. She did everything by herself. And when I married Crystal, that's what I was looking for in a wife. I go to work 70 hours a week, 7 days a week. I take care of the bills as I expected her to take care of the
70
role at the
is
house
hard.
And she's failing in that regard.
in every way.
Why don't you explain to
Damn.
me what she's not doing well?
For instance, I come home, we'll have dinner from the night before. The dishes will still be on there with food in them. She's downstairs. The laundry room's 5 feet away from her. She don't do the laundry. Like, the house is just a mess. The kids had tore it up, and it's like she just don't care. Don't give any regards to anything.
Even when I do, he doesn't pay attention or acknowledge anything I do. Your Honor, I can have the entire house clean, have the kids ready, have dinner made, everything, and he'll walk in the door. Hi, honey, how was your day at work? He will ignore me, call me a name, walk past me, and say, why is there toys all over the yard?
Okay.
Or
now, your opening phrase, even when I do, indicates to me that you don't always.
Yeah,
Not
I
all
don't
the
always.
time.
He has a legitimate complaint in that department. Would you agree on that one small point?
yes,
Okay.
because why would I want to do something and make sure all these things are taken care of when it's never good enough? Nothing is ever good enough for this man. Nothing.
He complains about everything, even though it's
Everything.
done.
Everything. He complains about everything. He calls me names nonstop. He's very jealous of my daughter. He's kind of mean to her.
And let's get that cleared up at first. There are several kids in this relationship. You have a daughter from a previous relationship,
Yes.
correct?
Yes, I
And
do.
you have
5 children from
5 children from previous relationships.
Who I care for.
Do they live with you, or do they live with their various
two.
mothers?
I got full custody of 2 of them, and the other
Full
3
custody
live with
of
their
2.
mothers. yeah.
Okay. Now, Mr. Bothy, is she correct about the manner in which you speak to her?
Yeah, to some extent.
To some
What
extent.
brings you to the point that you can call your wife, the woman that you love, such disrespectful names?
Really, I think it's, my job I do is I work out in the heat 10 hours a day, 70 hours a week. And, the sun will do things to people. And
So you just cranky and taking it out on her, is what you're telling me.
Yeah, but things been going downhill for so long now that, I just don't,
What's going downhill? When did things start to go badly?
I say probably.
Man, you better chill on belittling that woman. You belittle her, somebody else uplift. And the physics, bro, the physics the physics is physics with that. But yeah, man, listen, talk to your people like people. Talk to people like people. Nobody respond well to being criticized or told what they not doing or whatever the case may be, bro. Same way she don't come up to your job and tell you you ain't stroking enough keys or you ain't dug enough holes or banged enough nails, bro, you gotta treat her with that same respect. That's a respect thing. That's a respect thing. He probably don't respect her staying at home all day because that's not what he do. And you look at it like, man, you've been at home all day. What is it? Could you possibly have done? Now I've heard it's always talked about how the housewife or something like that. That's the most difficult job. Hey, I don't know. I can't tell you how that situation go, but yeah, bro, that's probably how he looking at it. It's a respect thing. It's a respect thing. It ain't no damn heat.
Probably about 6 months ago, I just was fed up with, working all the time, paying all the bills, and coming home to her not doing nothing, and just everything, the house being dirty, and just everything in general, and in the household.
So generally, that's your complaint, that she's not holding up her end of the bargain.
Exactly.
Okay. Are there any issues with respect to the blended family and the parenting of the children?
We don't agree on a lot of things when it comes, to our children. Like I said, before I got married to Eddie, it's just me and my little girl. It was always just me and her. So when we got married, he said, she needs to be in her room, sleep in her room. Don't come in here in the middle of the night. Put her in there, let her cry. Like, no adjustments whatsoever. Just, this needs to happen. Or I'm sleeping upstairs, and he would start sleeping in other rooms of the house because I'm working with her, trying to get her to sleep in a room, but it was taking a little bit of time. It wasn't something that was going to change.
It's a big adjustment, and
Exactly.
and you need to deal with it. Mr. Bothy, what is your point of view with respect to whatever conflict you have with respect to the children?
Well, I felt like my kids get treated differently than her daughter because it has been her and her daughter the whole time. One day we was at her mom's house, and my daughter had went in the freezer and got a cup of chocolate ice cream, and her daughter only eats specific things, and nothing else. And when she noticed that my daughter had got it, and her mother told her she could have it already, she yelled at her, told her to put it back, that was the only thing she would eat, and that, they were $5 a bag for this and that. And I told them, like, it's fine, just put it back, and, Daddy will take you and your brother to go get your own ice cream, and we won't worry about it no more.
Is that a consistent thing? I mean,
she's
a consistent way in which she proceeds with with your children?
Most of the time, yeah. She, like I said, her daughter only eats specific things, so she tries to keep specific things in the household for her that, she'd rather my kids not eat all of because her daughter won't eat nothing else. Like, if we cook a dinner, or I cook a dinner, and we all sit down and eat it, like, her daughter's not eating what we eat. She's going to eat whatever.
Okay, I understand what both of you are saying. I got a fix for that, at least. I think the fix for that problem is relatively simple. I'm sure you disagree about what happened. You probably didn't yell at them and all that kind of stuff. You just asked to accommodate the situation. Here's what people do wrong when they blend families. They put them all in the same house, and they don't discuss logistics. You don't discuss, well, look, these are the things that we're used to doing. Children are required to adjust. It's a huge adjustment for them. They didn't pick you. They didn't pick you. You just threw them in the house and all of a sudden expected that everybody's going to obey somebody's rules or somebody else's rules. You have to sit down with them and talk to them about, now that this is happening, we're going to have to change this. And you also have to accommodate little people's needs to adjust slowly to a circumstance, as opposed to new dude, new chick, new rules, get on it. You have to respect that. Both of you. What?
This man thinks I think when you are in a marriage, it's not like, a light bulb, you just throw it away and go get a new one. You fix it. But he is so disrespectful to me. I don't think that'll ever change, Your Honor.
You seem to get over the top about small things, and I want to know, is that just with her, or are you just a hothead in general?
Yes.
I'm short-tempered, yeah, I'll admit it. And, things, like I said, things have been going downhill already, so any little thing would set me off, no matter what it was.
That was the start of it. Things just started happening like that, who drove us from not being so close with one another.
Okay. Well, you said things are going downhill. One of them you said was you're upset with the way in which she spends money. Why don't you tell me what she's doing with the money?
She likes to buy lottery tickets or go to casino. That was something she was doing before we met. And so, like I said, I got about $330 worth of lottery tickets right here that
That's a lot of lotto.
I spent $3 on those tickets, Your
There's
Honor.
$10 ones,
That
no matter
was
what
the
it
start
was.
of it. Things just started happening like that, who drove us from not being so close with one another.
Okay. Well, you said things are going downhill. One of them you said was you're upset with the way in which she spends money. Why don't you tell me what she's doing with the money?
She likes to buy lottery tickets or go to casino. That was something she was doing before we met. And so, like I said, I got about $330 worth of lottery tickets right here.
That's a lot of lotto.
I spent $3 on those tickets, Your
There's
Honor.
$10 ones up to $20 ones, and they're all losers. And I'm the one going to work, working hard for
But
that
I don't
money.
spend his money, only my money. So it's not like I'm spending
Do you
anything
work as
that
well?
belongs to him. I babysit 2 children every week and stay home and care for our other 3 kids. I like to play them. I don't have no friends. I don't hang out with nobody. I don't go nowhere. I'm with our children 24/7. If I even thought about
Get a
going to the
job.
mall with one of my friends, I would be every name in the book. He wouldn't speak to me for 3 days. It would
Do you
just
have
be
a
terrible.
problem if she socializes with others?
She sound like she ready to explode, bro. Like she got a lot of pent up frustration. Like she just need a night out. She sound like she need a night out, bro. And to be honest with you, that might do her some good. I couldn't imagine being cooped up in the house with the kids all day. Then you come home and then you got, like, I've never done it. I've never done it before, so I don't know. But I could imagine like the routine in it would get boring. But work boring too. What he doing, waking up, going to work every day and all of that, that ain't really got too much thrill or excitement in it. But yeah, she sound like she needs some frustration to get up off her.
Not really. I mean, that's probably one of our problems is we spend too much time together.
So-
We probably need to start spending. What is the saying there? If
He
I go
goes out when he wants. He gets up and leaves and don't tell me where he's going. He don't want to answer calls, texts. Call home at 3 o'clock in the morning, and if I ask where he's been, refuse to tell me, will not tell me. The next day, still won't tell me. He hides his phone nonstop. He has a key guard lock on it. I'm not allowed to know the code. Ask this married man why he's not wearing his wedding ring, because I'll tell you one thing, Your Honor. This has not left my finger since the day I said I do.
She fired up right now, bro. She fired up. She ain't playing no games with him. And you know what, man? You better. If that's what you want, man, you better go her. I ain't mad at her. Bro. She fired up with every right to be. Every right to be, man. Go ahead, fight for what you believe in, shorty. Fight for what you believe in.
Let me just make clear the timeline of what occurred. You guys got married quickly. You already had, between the two of you, 6 kids. Then you were blending 3 kids, and now you got another one on the way.
Yes, I'm actually
Can you
pregnant.
explain that logic to me? Because to me, the relationship went downhill almost right after you said I do. Is that accurate?
It was several months later. It was probably right after I got pregnant, Your Honor. Honestly, we had some issues, and sometimes we were able to work them out with just ending it, never speaking of it again, him never apologizing, even when he's in the wrong.
Mr. Bothy, do you agree with that, or do you think that things were problematic before then?
Well, when she found out I was pregnant, it was kind of, just all of a sudden, we didn't know. So we were already having our problems and trying to work them out. And I wouldn't say it was because she got pregnant that everything went downhill, but, I mean, I was trying to work through my own demons. And
Let me ask you this, Mr. Bothy. If there was one thing that I could get you to do, get her to do, get her to change, that would change your attitude and feeling about the future and the value of this marriage, what would it be?
that if she's going to be a stay-at-home wife, she's going to do what a stay-at-home wife does. That's take care of the kids, do the laundry, do the cleaning, do the dishes, just the daily household things that a wife that's not providing financially anything.
I got you. Ms. Bothy, why doesn't that happen more often? Because you admitted that you don't do it all the time.
Yeah, I don't. I do slack off some days, Like I said, he every single day calls me names, he puts me down. He's kind of put me in a little bit of a depression. And other days, I take the kids, I'm gone all day. We're swimming, we're at the zoo. I'm very active with the children. And, I'm not home, so I might not clean before I leave and make sure I'm home in time right before he gets there to make sure everything's done.
When he started calling you names, what was he angry about? Was he angry about the wifely duties, or was he just a
Nothing
cranky
at all.
dude?
Nothing. I could walk past him or him walk in the door and say, hi, honey, how was your day? Worse now that I'm here with you. I'll probably wish I could go back to work.
Did you ever say that?
Every day.
Yeah, you
all
did
the time.
say that.
All the
I
time.
wouldn't say
He would rather be at
every
work
day.
than home
There's
with his
got to
family.
be something other than the cleaning and the cooking. What is it?
Nothing. He's arrogant, selfish, and rude.
Well, maybe one problem he's got is that you talk too much and you
Yeah,
never
I
let
bet.
him finish a sentence. That could be an issue that he has. I'm just a guessing right there.
And that ain't, man. Listen, you gotta talk with us. Don't talk at us. You keep talking at me, all we had it. Wah, 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 wah. When dinner gonna be ready? That's all we hearing, bro. We not hearing none of that. We not hearing that.
But Mr. Bothy, can you figure out what it is you're so angry about? Because I'm not altogether sure you know.
I mean, it's not only the household stuff, but I mean, she could get a part-time job where she could help financially, maybe 2-3 days a week. Like she says, it's babysitting
Do
stuff.
you feel crushed economically? Because you're taking care of 6 kids.
Yeah, I do. Like I said, my financial stuff every month is about $2,100.
Do you
6
believe
kids, that ain't
that
bad.
you might be taking out the stress and concern that you have about what is clearly a heavy economic burden on her inappropriately simply because she's right there?
To an extent, yes, I do. But like I said, most of it comes from the stuff that she doesn't do.
No, no. The housekeeping and all of that is the only thing that you can point to and blame on her. So that's what you keep talking about, because the house cleaning shouldn't inspire the level of anger that she elicits from you. But that's the excuse that you use. I think you're under a lot of pressure. I think you haven't, and you're not coping with it in a manner that allows your marriage to support it, as opposed to fall apart under the weight of it.
That money cool, and you need to make it to take care of them children, bro. But I'm telling you, it's stressful. 70 hours of work every week, regardless of what you're doing, bro. Regardless of what it is, there's gonna be some stress involved in that. And I'm not giving them an out. I'm not saying that, oh, because you work 70 hours or whatever. Nah, I'm not saying that, because like it or not, bro, her staying at home with them kids and taking them to the zoo and all of that, in my opinion, that's a much better investment. I would much rather the mother of my child be able to go and take the kids to the zoo and be more hands-on and being more involved and more active, as opposed to just taking her, to the babysitter, the daycare, whatever the case may be. But making that type of money, bro, and working them type of hours, it don't just come like, 70, boom, cool, then it's over with. No, it's a mental part of it too. It's a mental part of it too. So I think she right. I think the judge right. He might be taking out he might be taking it out on her because she right there, and that's not right. That's not right, because she doing her half when she's supposed to do her half. And her half is very important. That's investing in your child and your children, whatever, in your family. That's investing in your family. So don't SHIT on her for that.
You with me?
I am.
Ms. Bothy, I already asked him what was the one thing that you could do to make this thing a more accommodating union. He said cooking and cleaning. I don't think that that's what his problem is, and I'm going to discuss that with him later on. But I want to give you the same opportunity. What one thing would you need from him in order for you to be comfortable in this union?
The number one thing would be for him to be respectful to me. He's very disrespectful to me. Very disrespectful. He can't even have one conversation to me without calling me names or putting me down or telling me what a horrible person I am.
Better build that woman up, because if you ain't building her up and elevating her, somebody else would. Somebody else would. And fellas, we like to think that's my baby girl, that's my princess. You done watched her put the makeup on and helped her with the necklace because she couldn't reach her back and all of that other stuff, and you think that she'll be around forever. Nah, that's with anybody. Anybody had that breaking point, calling people out their names. Any type of abuse. People get tired of abuse, whether it's physical, mental, whatever the case may be, bro. That's abuse. That's abuse. And let her tell it it's a daily thing. So you're daily being abused. You daily being called names and all of that. That's not cool, bro. That's not cool, bro. I'm telling you, man. She'll leave your ass. She will.
Mr. Bothy, you have a lot of kids by 4 different women?
Yeah.
Women with whom you didn't maintain relationships. Do you think you might have a problem with the way you treat the women in your life? Have you heard similar complaints before about being rude and calling names and angry and hot-headed? Any of this ring familiar?
Not really, Your Honor.
They've told me stories.
Oh, you
Let's
got
just
it.
say
Oh,
he's not admitting it.
Listen,
It's a story.
Miss Bothy,
I can tell you stories all day long.
Oh, listen, I've been in this chair so long, I know what happened, I know what's going on. I know what the problem is. Mr. Bothy, the problem is you. I think you're a good guy. I think you really love this woman. I think that you're a hard worker. I think that you're probably a very good father. But what I don't think you understand is how to be a husband. A husband is a person who has on his list of duties, I must make the people in my home comfortable, cared for, safe, and secure. And you don't do that. Once you make the money, you think all bets are off. You can act any way you want to because you're stressed. And what I'm trying to tell you is this. You're putting your stress on her. You should have her help you with your stress. Come in like a grown person. Baby, I feel like the world is collapsing on my shoulder. You speak to her. You don't blame her. You made all of those child support obligations.
I tried to
She
explain
did
to her.
not. The response to someone not hearing how you speak is not to call them names because that makes it definitive. She'll never hear you now because all she's doing is defending herself. You're not getting what you want by the way you conduct your business. You with me? Now, Ms. Bothy, I think he can be arrogant and irritating and rude, and I think it really hurts your feelings. And I think he doesn't see how much it hurts your feelings because you kind of loud and mouthy. You need to decide that you're just not simply correct. He's wrong, but you need to change as well. Because if you want something other than what you're getting, you have to do something other than what you're doing. And I wish you two the best of luck because you're good people in a difficult circumstance and you got a lot of kids and you have an opportunity to do something about it. Be serious about it and work at it. I'm going to have you talk to somebody and wish you the best of luck. This matter is adjourned.
Separated. They moved out. Just couldn't work out their differences. Just could not work out them differences, bro. And sometimes it be like that. Sometimes it be like that. I ain't hear about no infidelities. It wasn't no physical or none of that like that, bro. It was just they couldn't work out their differences. He looking at her like, you sit at home all day, you get to chill all day while I'm working 70 hours. And she looking at him like, just because you out there working 70 hours, I'm at home making it happen, don't mean you get to talk to me no type of way. So it was, my thing with it just seemed like a respect thing to me, bro. It was like a respect and a communication thing. If they could have communicated with each other a little bit better, they probably would have been cool. Which is really crazy because she, wasn't she pregnant? She was pregnant when they was in there, so... Yeah, bro. I'm all for keep the family together. Don't split the family up. Keep the family together again and love the family until the end. That's what I'm rocking with, bro. That's what team I'm with. But I mean, to be honest with you, like you can tell. I can tell. It just seemed like she had a lot pent up. She had frustration pent up. She like, man, if this nigga call me out my name again, I'm gonna be on the ID channel for stabbing somebody or something, bro. Man, it's funny. It's funny, but it's not funny because there's children involved. So now, that's another split family for bro. It's another split family, which might mean more child support, man. More child support. And for him, he probably gonna look up one day and realize, like, man, she was cool. She wasn't really all of that bad. I mean, all right, she did take the kids. I'm like, shit, that's straight to me. All right, you take the kids out to the zoo or whatever, cool. I'll give you that. Like, you gotta be lenient. You gotta be a little bit lenient. Now, you can't be lenient at the job. You got to work them hours, but you just gotta find a gray area in there. You gotta find some balance in there. I think they would have been cool, bro. I honestly do think that they would have been cool if they'd have just talked to each other and had a little bit more respect for each other. Now with the kid situation and the ice cream and oh that's mine, whatever. Yeah, if you gonna blend the family, man, take your time. Take your time. That's like changing the world. You changing the world for man. They used to running up and down the steps. You gotta take that into consideration. You gotta take that into consideration and be patient. Be patient. I'm not speaking from experience. But I could only imagine as a child, you go over a person's house. You knew like as a child when you went over your aunt's house for the holidays or something like that, and then you know, they just cleaned up, all of the doors closed, so when you go to the bathroom, you just see the doors, and then it's like, you know, you're in a new environment. That's a new situation. You only there at auntie house for 4 hours for Christmas dinner or Thanksgiving dinner. Now you want me to move in here? Like, man, it can be a little bit. I can imagine being a little bit scary for a child, but I don't know, man. I guess they just called it quits. Irreconcilable differences, we will say. GTG the family, it's always. Oh, nah, y'all let me know what y'all think about that video. GT, I tried it. I was going to do something funny. GTG the family, as always, is love, and we out.